Hey everyone, what's up? I just wanted to give you guys another quick update on this video series. Right now I'm working hard writing the English lyrics to our cover of 123 by Purfles, and if you guys haven't seen Purfles yet, check out the original right here. They are amazing, best debut I've ever seen, period, awesome song. Check it out. So before I jump in and show you guys a little bit of how I approach doing the English lyrics to these cover songs, I just want to give Woo Young from Purfles a huge shout out. She's been nice enough to actually respond to fans. She's watched a couple videos on this channel, which is mind-blowingly amazing. I'm so thankful for that. So Woo Young, thank you for that. Keep being super awesome. Keep singing super well. I wish you the best of luck in your career. And we're going to work so hard to make this cover as good as we possibly can. So hopefully you and the other members of Purfles enjoy it when we're finished. Alright, so now I want to give everybody a little bit of insight into how I approach doing English lyrics for K-pop cover songs. And this isn't necessarily the right or wrong way to do it. With music, there are tons of different ways to get to the same result or to get to different results, and none of them are really better or worse than others. It's just what ends up working the best for you. So basically what I do, I never try to do like cookie cutter Google Translate type lyrics. I do try to keep the original meanings and the original flow of the song, and I do try to keep like the original lines and phrases sort of in place. So for example, like the first line of the first verse, I try to make match up with the original song generally, but it's not a hard and fast rule, because the thing that I really try to do is make sure that the lyrics will stand by themselves in English. So if someone has never heard the original K-pop song, they could still listen to mine and it'll flow correctly and it'll sound just like a song by itself, rather than sort of having to fill in the blanks by already knowing the original. So at times I do sacrifice some accuracy for the sake of trying to get it to flow better, to rhyme, for the pacing to be correct, for the rhythms to all be correct, and it's a lot more important to me for the song to sound good in English than to be a perfect literal translation. So that's just how I usually approach it. But for this cover of 123, I am writing pretty much all new lyrics from scratch, because I am keeping the sort of themes from the original, but I'm changing it to the guy's point of view, and I'm also not following the exact pattern that the original lyrics have. So like their second verse and my second verse might be talking about completely different things. They're relating to the same overall concept and main subject, but I'm talking about it from a guy's point of view, and I'm talking about different things about the same topic. So hopefully that makes sense, but the main thing that I wanted to tell you guys about is how I sort of sneak in syllables that sound the same way in English as the original Korean sounds. Now, I don't speak Korean yet as a language, but I can read the alphabet and I know all of the sounds. And of course I can listen to the original song syllable by syllable and listen to the sound of the words that they're singing. So what I try to do with most of my covers is keep the amount of syllables and the vocal rhythms exactly the same, and a lot of times I try to match the rhyming scheme of the original Korean lyrics. Now this is something that's extremely difficult and tricky, but if you get it right, it is really, really cool, because when you hear the English lyrics, if they sound kind of like the Korean words and they rhyme and all the syllables match and there's the same rhythm to the vocals, then because your brain has heard the original so many times, you're like, wait, am I listening to the original Korean lyrics or am I listening to English lyrics? And that's kind of the feeling I want to give to people, because I'm paying tribute to music that I really love and enjoy, but putting my own spin on it, and of course having the lyrics in English. So I think the best way to demonstrate what I'm talking about is to just show you guys and let you listen to a little bit of what I'm working on. And by the way, my workflow for this is usually having the original music video up in a window or playing in Windows Media Player. Then I've got another window open with the lyrical translation, whether I found one from a website or I'm just using Google Translate or Bing Translate or something like that, just to get the gist of it. And then in my third window, I've actually got a document open where I'm writing my actual English lyrics. So I'm going to play you guys a little snippet of 123 by Purfles. We're in the first verse here, and pay attention to how the words actually sound phonetically. So take a listen here. Now, I don't understand what they're actually saying because I don't speak Korean, but that gives me a whole lot to go off of, because there's a ton of vowel sounds, a ton of consonant sounds that sound very similar to English words if you put your English lyrics in the right place and on the right syllables. And now I hope that you guys can start to see how tricky this is, because not only do I have to make English lyrics that make sense and actually flow well by themselves, I'm trying to fit in the little puzzle pieces to make it match the original Korean lyrics, which have a completely different grammatical and sound structure. So let's take a listen of that section again, and this time try to listen in your head as if you're almost hearing like misheard English lyrics. Try to think of English words that sound phonetically like what they're saying. So did you guys think of anything that time? I definitely heard the words now, then, full, move on, me. Just based on the sounds and not the meaning, I heard plenty of things that sounded very similar to English words. So keeping that in mind, now let me read you what I actually have written for my lyrics in that exact same part of the song. You keep me full of love, little things that haunt me now and then, it's time to move on. Is it even love you're giving me? So that's what I've got so far. I've kept the same rhythmic and rhyming structure as the original, even though it's a completely unrelated and different meaning English lyric. So now let's listen to all of that in context with the original, and just keep in mind how I've kept a really similar rhyming structure. I've kept all the syllables so they match up, and a lot of the English words, if you were just casually listening to the original, you might think, hey, did they say an English phrase there? And that's exactly what I'm going for, so check it out. You keep me full of little things that happen now and then, it's time to move on. Is it even love you're giving me? Just a second, 1, 2, 3, could it be that I'm looking at love? Kind of backwards, 3, 2, 1, then again it's hard to move on. And when I think about it, I can see. So anyway, please forgive my extremely rough singing. We actually are changing the key of the song for our cover, but since I was singing along with the original, I just took it down an octave because I can't sing as high as Purfles. So it will be in a different key for the final cover, so it's more male vocal friendly. But hopefully this gives you an idea of how I work on my English lyrics for K-pop covers. For those of you that also make covers, maybe this will get you thinking in a little bit different direction, and maybe it could help you out in some way. So if you guys have any questions at all, leave them down in the comments section. I'm going to try to make a whole bunch of videos in this series detailing our entire process of making this cover of 1, 2, 3. So it should be a lot of fun, and I'll see you guys next time.